Hi guys, I'm just trying to fit in a video here. So how do narcissists deal with how they affect other people or the harms that they cause other people? Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this content. And then if you're interested in coaching, go to www.coachcat.org and I can help you to process and get over the trauma that has been created by being in this narcissistically abusive relationship, and then look at some of the childhood trauma that may have allowed you to sort of stay in one of these dysfunctional relationships. So how do narcissists live with themselves? How do they justify their behaviors? Well, one thing is that they have decided in their minds that they are always right. That is how they look at things. They're always right. Remember, these are people that have incredibly fragile egos, and they are ultra sensitive to any sort of criticism, and they absolutely cannot take any personal responsibility. So if they're always right, you are always wrong, and they blame everyone else for their issues. Now, they may not do this very much verbally, but in their mind, everyone else is to blame because they absolutely refuse to take any personal responsibility. They think that you cause their behavior. Someone else is to blame. They use deflection a lot, and they're all about deflecting personal responsibility. You will never catch a narcissist saying, I was wrong. I take full responsibility for my actions. These were my behaviors that I know that hurt you. What can I do to make amends? I deeply apologize and I really mean it. And what can I do? And then there's a change behavior. That is just not how they operate. They cannot take any personal responsibility, and they have a very low level of, they don't have the ability to self-reflect or to have any sort of introspection. So it's all about projecting outward that the world is to blame. Another way that they justify their bad behaviors is that the rules do not apply to them. The rules are for the minions. The rules are for the lesser beings. They are special. They are entitled. They do not have to abide by the rules of man or the laws of man or the rules of morality or keep their commitments or the vows that they made. The rules apply to other people, to the minions, but not to them. And then they really have this thing about wanting you to move on, or not wanting to dwell on the harms that are caused. So like if they cheated, they lied, they gaslighted, they really want you to just erase it from your mind and like forget about it. And what they'll often do is they're not going to take any personal responsibility. So what they'll do is they'll gaslight you in the way of, you're exaggerating, or why can't you just get over it? Why can't you let it go? Why can't you just move on? Like they absolutely do not want you to bring it up. If you cheated on them, and if they cheated on you or they, abused you in some way, they want you to forget about it. And they act as if you're making such a big deal about it. Like they just need you to move on. They want everyone to forget about it and act as if nothing happened. And they do not want, they don't want to have to hash it out. They don't want to have open, honest communication about it. They do not want or will refuse to take any personal responsibility. So you're never, ever going to get a narcissist saying to you again, like, oh, I accept responsibility. This is the behavior that I know hurt you. This was the lying that I did, or the gaslighting, or the infidelity and the cheating. And I know that, I had a part in this, and I'm really sorry. And what can I do to make amends? What can I do to set the past right? And that's not even if the relationship's over, that's fine. But like they still have this inability to accept personal responsibility. Most narcissists, or a lot of narcissists, you're not gonna catch them in an apology. Like it's very, very rare. And if they do apologize, it is not a sincere apology, and it is typically filled with a lot of justification. It can be like, I'm sorry, but you made me do it. Or I'm sorry, but you did this thing that made me do this thing. Or I'm sorry, but, it's always a, it's always a like deflection or putting it back on the victim. also, sometimes their apologies will look like this. It's unfortunate that things happened the way they did. It's unfortunate that things turned out the way they did. And do you understand when they're doing that, they are not taking personal responsibility. What they are doing is they're actually putting it back on the victim. I'm sorry that things worked out the way they did. Hint, hint, you had a part, or mostly it was your fault, and I'm just this innocent bystander. I mean, these are the people that are like, I don't know why these bad things keep happening to me, but like they're absolutely doing all of these duplicitous behaviors and lying and cheating and gaslighting. Now, occasionally, if they're a really high level, sort of more of a sociopath or a covert narcissist, they might apologize to other people. Like they might say to someone else, they may take some personal responsibility, like say they're with their affair partner. They may say to the affair partner, oh, I know I had a part in, the problems in my marriage because I did X, Y, and Z. Now, occasionally they will do that, but that's pure manipulation because they've never said to the spouse that they cheated on, hey, I'm really sorry that I did that to you. I need to make amends. That was really wrong of me, right? So you see, it's another manipulation where they're trying to look like they're taking responsibility, look like they're accepting some sort of personal responsibility. But in reality, what they're doing is they're only doing that to manipulate and to make it look like they took responsibility. Because taking personal responsibility is going to the person that you directly harmed and making amends to that person. And I am so sorry, but this is not something that is in the wheelhouse of your typical narcissist. And again, the crocodile tears, you may experience that, but I'm so sorry if this happened to you. I'm so sorry if you were in a relationship with a narcissist. You might have come up for air and realized after you got out of the relationship that you were in with somebody for a decade and they never apologized. That's the realization I came to. I was like, oh my gosh, I was with somebody for a decade, and I look back and I'm like, I never got a sorry. I never got an apology. But again, in their minds, it's because, also they're perfect. So what could they possibly have to apologize for? They're perfect. They're always right. You're the one in the wrong. They're up here. All the other human beings are down here. They're superior. You're inferior. That's just how these people roll. So again, I'm so sorry if you went through this. Please, if you're interested in coaching, go to www.coachkat, that's with a K.org. I am still taking clients for personal coaching, and I will be working pretty soon here to upload some video courses that will help you to overcome this narcissistically abusive relationship. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and you're thriving and you're doing radical self-care and you're setting healthy boundaries for yourself. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.